What's good? It's Ozman the Wizard.
And Naima.
This is not another damn pie.
Damn pot.
Presented by our damn selves.
Damn selves.
183.
Yes, 183. Trey.
Shout out to lovely Jazz, creator of J-Sculpt, which is the first fitness belt that covers your entire midsection, provides 100% comfort during your workouts. Grab a J-Sculpt, grab a good J-Sculpt. Black Friday sales might be over. I don't know if they're carrying over until Monday, but I know she had her little sale that she did this weekend. So
yeah. Now it's time.
I'm knocking my notes over everywhere, so I'm just getting ready.
Summer bodies are made in the winter. That's what they keep on saying. So, ladies, let's get it. Let's get our bodies.
I really put some work in because a lot of us done packed on some pounds. Thanksgiving and all. No, I did. How's your Thanksgiving go, kid?
It went really well. Obviously, adjustment from last year because we couldn't go out and do like the big Thanksgiving with the family, like how we talk about, like we usually go to our cousin's house and then we go to my mother-in-law's. So this year I basically did mostly everything here. Mm-hmm. Shout out to Hannah's Kitchen Cuisine. They gave us, they did a turkey for us. They did a honey barbecue deep fried turkey. So support Black businesses, yes. But we did a catering order for them for the turkey. And then my mother-in-law made sweet potatoes. So I was like, okay. So I was like, I'll take your sweet potatoes, one less thing for me to do. But everything else I did mac and cheese. I did green beans with turkey. I did mashed potatoes, 7-Up cake, red velvet cake, so yeah.
Who else contributed something?
Oh.
You forgot.
You brought me cookies. Yes, thank you. You brought me homemade
a little after set I gave. Yeah, we call that the after set.
The day after. Yeah, you brought us cookies. You did. Mm-hmm. So that's what I did. And then I just prepared plates for Mom, for Kareem, our brother Kareem, our brother Feast, and his girl Kara. So that's what I did. I just prepared plates because I was like, I made a whole dinner. My kids are little. They ain't going to eat a lot. So I can give you guys to-go plates, and then that's what we did. So
I kept it simple. Did a little intimate dinner with all turkey, dressing. What else did I have? Greens. I don't remember.
Greens,
potatoes, tomatoes. None of it.
Raise the roof.
So a lot of.
I had my canned cranberry sauce. I didn't even realize that was a debate online.
Yeah.
I didn't even realize that people don't like cranberry.
A lot of people don't like cranberry sauce, like you think. It's not it's not universally accepted like turkey and shit. It's some people like keep that shit. It's like
right. I was shocked. I was like, I can eat a whole
and shit. Like some people was like that shit out of here.
I can eat a whole can by myself, honestly. Like, I love cranberry sauce.
I fucking much a wwhole can. I eat like a slice or two and I'm done.
I can't. I love cranberry sauce. I do love it.
Yeah, you can
have I kind of stand alone. Because, like, my kids, like, Ari don't like cranberry sauce. I think Khalil just kind of was like,
I don't motherfucker that eat a whole can and shit. I've never heard of that.
Hey, I like it, so that's my thing.
Whole fucking can, though. Come on. All right. What was I saying? I don't remember.
But judging by some people's Thanksgivings, like we got to see what culinary skills that some people had and what some people lacked.
And everybody pictures like some of y'all could have kept that shit. Come on.
Yeah, I saw some macaroni that looked dry when people posted like, yeah, my macaroni and cheese. I was like, looks a little dry, but And then like, the worst one I saw, it was this lady who said I was being very polite because she ordered a cake from someone. And this is a viral post. She ordered this cake, this caramel cake. And, caramel cake is fire. Caramel cake is good. Especially if you got like the right, it's just like the right little
caramel
sweet.
Cake's good. Yeah.
Yeah. And she was trying to be supportive of a Black business. She ordered this caramel cake. Mm-hmm. And when the lady delivered the cake to her, it looked like shit in a box. That's what it looked like. I'm not being funny. It looked like shit. Because like the cake was sliding. It was a 2-tier cake, and it was sliding. So it was like sliding in the box, and then the way the caramel was spread wasn't evenly spread. Like it looked like doo doo.
Why would you even post that shit?
No, the girl posted the show. The girl posted it because she
wanted how bad it was. Okay.
Yeah, and then she was like, she was
bragging. I'm supposed to say, why'd you even post?
No, she was trying to be polite.
I'm not posting it.
She was trying to be polite to the lady, and the lady basically was trying to be like, well, cake slide and this and that.
It happens.
First of all, and like I said, like I do some baking.
Hashtag shit happens. She all for it.
First of all, it's like I do some baking, and like I said, I posted my pictures, and people was like, "Yeah, I want some of that cake" when I posted my pictures. But the lady
slices of that 7-Up. We did an even exchange.
Yeah, 7-Up came out good in the red velvet. But the lady, like the way the cake was, it's like when you do like a 2-layer cake, you have to cut the cakes, but when they bake, they are going to be a little uneven. So you have to cut them when you stack them to even it out, because it's going to be like a little, it might be like a little kind of rounded. So then you just cut it and then you invert it and then you put that because you want it to lay flat. And then when you put the frosting or whatever on, you want to evenly distribute it. But it just like it was just slapped together. It was falling over, and it's like, and then the lesson that they were saying with that is that if you've ever doubted yourself, they was like, look at people who are selling stuff and they're making money. If you need motivation of yourself, you could be selling your product and your shit is a lot better than theirs. They're out here making money, so don't ever doubt yourself. Go out there and start your business.
Shit, then you got no excuses, basically.
Right, because that lady paid $30 for that cake, and it looked like doo-doo. That cake like doo-doo. It did. I was like, that's not, it looked like something Ariana would have put together. Like, it was very, like, it looked like a child would have done that. Like, it was not a good cake. Mm. But some people, like you said, they could have kept their
culinary skills to themselves.
And the funniest meme I saw when they was like, we're going to see this quarantine, who's going to separate the cooks from the people who bring popping ice. I was like, they bogus. Because some people were somebody, yeah, you a popping ice person. And then some people were pleasantly surprised, because one of my friends was like, I didn't know my wife could cook like this. He said, oh, my wife can cook. Okay. He was legit shocked. So he's like, yeah, like I married a keeper. My wife can cook. He's like, my wife can cook. So you got some pleasant surprises.
Divorces were caused by this Thanksgiving. That's too much.
You can't cook the mac and cheese. You can't make the food. You can't make the dressing. Yeah, dressing or stuffing. Yeah, it's a difference between the two.
Oh yeah.
Like more people like us black, we eat dressing. Stuffing is more of like
cornbread dressing. God damn it.
The cornbread. You gotta put the cornbread in it. You do it. Stuffing is like they actually put the stuff inside the bird's cavity and then they cook it, which I just find
strange.
That's a little weird to me. Me personally, it's a little weird because I didn't grow up like that. I grew up with dressing from grandma. But,
It is not in the bird. It's on this.
Nah. Should have did sweet potato pie this year, but I just didn't feel like doing it. I was like, I'm not going. Because I was like, ain't that many people. I was like, I won't do a pie. But hopefully we'll be able to have a full Thanksgiving next year, I hope. I hope. I'm being optimistic.
You're already planning for the 2021 fuckery already. You saw an NBA cancel All-Star Weekend in the Nap, so they're already on that bullshit for 2021 and shit. I'm like, okay, y'all already.
But at least basketball season is starting around Christmas, so we can get our Christmas games too.
72 game season. So
okay.
A little relief, not a full 72. It's going to cut down on the back-to-backs because
right.
Starting in December, it's going to be a lot of back-to-backs. It's still going to be some back-to-backs.
It's going to be some back-to-backs.
Which Kawhi is going to sit out of. Let's call it what it is. With his load management ass and shit. Fuck his load management.
Michael Jordan and load management.
Jordan missed during the second three-peat.
I'll give you a clue.
Yeah. So from the time that Michael Jordan came back in March of 1995 to play the last 18 games of that 95 season, all the way up till he hit that last shot in Utah, he missed 0 games.
98.
Yeah, 0 games during that whole time. The only times I'm about to pull up, I'm fired up. And in Michael's career, the only time he missed less than the only time he played less than like 79 games was in 2 seasons. His second season where he broke his foot.
Yeah.
Like I think he played in 20-something games that year. I forget the exact. And then, like I said, the season when he came back from baseball, he played.
Yeah, when he came back from retirement, and said, "I'm back with the facts." That's all I said. I'm back. Yeah.
He came back right around my birthday. It was like in March, like I want to say March 19th, so it was like not too long for my birthday.
Jordan history lesson. All right, us
made his return to the Bulls. They played the Indiana Pacers in Indianapolis. I'll never forget it. Like the Bulls came back in that game. Mike came back. So that's the only time in his whole career that he played less than like 79, 78 games or whatever. Every other year, like he only missed a couple of games throughout. And I said in the second three-peat, he didn't miss any. Played all 82 games in the 72-10 season, the following season, and the Last Dance season. He played all 82 games and all the playoff games and all of those. So.
And he played with the damn flu, which was really food poisoning, as we saw in the Last Dance.
There's all kinds of things, food poisoning. Some people say that he was just hungover and shit. You know, Mike liked to kick it and shit. He used to go to which that's another theory. We talk about that in the Last Dance, like that theory and shit. It's like, well, Michael was probably out gambling the night before, drinking that yak and shit, and he was hungover.
Yeah.
Definitely a possibility, Mike.
Yeah.
You sipping that brown and shit, and like you didn't have no flu. Like Mike was probably hungover.
He mixed light and dark liquor together, which is a no-no.
He mixed some light and dark, and then he had a bad hangover. So he said, "Oh, it's like the flu game." Like, no, the hangover game is what.
The hangover had a picture of Bradley Cooper in them. Someone Photoshop that, please.
Pretty good Photoshop. Theory, I said, like, that Last Dance didn't talk about that thing. It was 2 theories, well, like the 3 theories. You count the flu game. It said the flu, which was kind of disproven. They said the second theory was food poisoning. The one they didn't talk about in the Last Dance was like that Mike was hungover and he was out drinking. I was like, yeah, like that probably it was like knowing Mike's history. He was a heavy gambler. Mike loved being at the casino, so he might have just, you know, like they pay. Yeah, when you at them casinos, like
I remember Dad saw him at the casino,
and especially
the horseshoe. Dad was seeing him at the horseshoe. Yeah.
And the free drinks, they keep them like because they want to keep you comfortable. Yeah, so them free drinks, like especially the more you spend. Mike was dropping millions. So they gonna give him. They'll bring him bottle service. Mike's ass, you know.
Remember that time we were at the horseshoe and then that guy was there? He was like, "I lost $30,000," and I'm like, "What the fuck?" Like this dude was just like, he was lit. Like he was like he lost $30,000.
Our first time in Vegas, and we were going in. He was coming out of the casino, and like we were going to our floor or whatever. It was like
the parking garage, yes.
Yeah, we were going to the parking garage, like both of us, us and the guy. It's like we pushed 7 and our floor was 11, like something like that, or
something like that.
Doesn't matter. And I was like 7-11, that's lucky. He was like, yeah, you're right. He got off the elevator and
went back in the casino. We went to go do some sightseeing. That's why we was like, okay, let's go get the car and let's do some sightseeing. Yeah. And we said, 7-Eleven. That's a
lucky sign. Yeah, he was like, yeah, you're right. He got
you're right.
The elevator and went back in that casino.
And then we looked and we was like, Vegas is serious. It's serious in there.
First time in Vegas, our first night.
Our very first time, But it's serious. But
speaking of Vegas, let's talk about what happens in Vegas. All the fights.
What happens in Vegas doesn't always stay in Vegas. Let's just say that.
In Vegas, yeah. What do you want to talk about first? You want to talk about Tyson and Roy, or you want to talk about Nate Robinson's ass getting knocked out? Let's talk about Nate Robinson preliminary.
I'll give you a clue. I'll lay down. I'll give you a clue. Nate Robinson challenge.
Yeah. You went from the slam dunk champion to the got knocked out champion.
Which they were showing this weekend because for the holiday weekend on NBA TV they were showing all the contests. And we saw the dunk contest when Nate dunked over Spud Webb. Mm-hmm. Yeah, because he dunked over Spud Webb.
Yeah, one of the guys he looked up to. He's one of the few people that could look up to Spud Webb, but I'm just
look down because they were like this. Well, yeah, look down, up, whatever. Because Spud's like 5'6". But
one is growing up, he was able to look up to him at 5'6". Like, hey.
Hey,
I
I'm
feel
gonna
like
be
do
that
this, you
one
can
day.
look up just like that, just peek up like
I'm gonna be this one day.
that. I'm gonna be the smallest guy to dunk on somebody. Yeah, and then you got knocked the hell out. Second round knockout. It was
Marcus the
he was what's his I can't even think of the guy's name. Second round knockout, Cannabis. I was like, what's that dude's name that LL Cool J battled back in the second round? Hey, Cannabis. Which also, ironically, was featured Mike Tyson on that song too. Second, Mike Tyson. I get paid to eat all these MCs out here, like Mike Tyson.
After I paid good money for the Mayweather Pacquiao fight, and it was seriously underwhelming, Marcus and I made an agreement that we were never going to pay for another pay-per-view fight again because that was some underwhelming shit. It was highly underwhelming.
One more fight for you than it did for me. So I've never ordered a fight. I'm always like,
oh, Mayweather Pacquiao, we thought it was going to be good, so we ordered it. We had a fight party.
I know how boxing is. Yeah. It's like boxing usually underwhelms. I've never ordered a fight.
It was highly underwhelming.
I used to go to Ferris's house back in the day. Shout out DJ Ferris. Watch many a fight at his crib. I've been to the Horseshoe before. Well, that's not an option anymore.
Yeah, COVID.
Yeah, COVID. Also, Joe on Weed Street. Like I've been there watching. Yeah. That's no longer an option anymore either. And then all the UFCs they used to air at Buffalo Wild Wings. I'll catch all the
yeah.
But like boxing, it'll always be like one of those other spots. Yeah. I didn't even bother to see if Ferris ordered it. I said fuck that. It wasn't that. I didn't want to see I thought one of them old cats was gonna get injured. I said I don't want to see.
But I was like, these are 50-plus-year-old men.
If I'm being injured, I mean like seriously injured.
Injured,
like that. Like somebody's going to get hurt, and I don't want to see that. So
I didn't want to see that either. Because I'm like, these are older men. They're actually AARP age.
60, and like Roy is in his 50s.
Yeah. They're like over 50. Yeah, both of them. So it's like you can't with these seniors out there trying to do their thing. You can't. Mm-mm.
Well, they ruled that one a draw. Like 8-round exhibition was a draw. So they didn't want to hurt any feelings. They gave him participation trophies. That's all that. You both winners. It's like Bozo and
hey, you guys both won.
The loser would get a prize too on Bozo just to make the kids
Yeah. But real quick, back to the day, Rob, the memes are just relentless. Like when we would look at the memes,
the dunk contest one, and when he dunks and then they show him get knocked out, then they play the Kirby and throws he has a mute. Doom, doom, doom. That's my favorite one. Yeah.
The funniest one I saw was when they had nobody and they had Nate Robinson. They had Martin when he fought Tommy. And Martin was like this on the ropes.
Tommy really hit him a couple of those times.
He hit Martin.
Tommy punched Martin. Some of those punches actually landed. I was like, okay, you really hit him right there. I rewatched that episode. A few of those punches actually landed.
And then, of course, they had the you want to see a dead body, and they show Nate Robinson. You had the boys and the kids, both in the hood kids. Mm-hmm. Then they had the Players Club.
Boy, Trey and
Chris. Then they had Dollar Bill and Tricks and stuff. Did you at least pinch the bitch? They had that like some Players Club.
Friday, you got knocked the fuck out. Like you smoke. Yeah. Of course, Friday.
It was just bad.
So Nick Robinson, like his career is gonna be 0-1. Don't see him having a second fight. I see him.
It seemed like he took it in stride, though. They said that he jumped in and he was like, he laughed at, he took stride.
He gonna sign a 10-day contract with the Lakers. They might as well ring Chase. None of that got knocked out. Nate Robinson signs a 10-day contract with the Lakers. If that really happens, like remember where you heard it first. It might as well give me a ring. Now I got knocked out. Nate Robinson's gonna try to get him a championship.
But when you get knocked out like that, and then the thing that really just made me laugh, they was like when you looked at his hoodie that he had on, I was like, I don't know if this was photoshopped, but they was like, look at his apparel he has on. They had him as Mike Tyson's Punch Out. They had Nate, and then they had his opponent as Glass Joe laid out.
He is Glass Joe and shit. Come on. Glass Nate.
I don't know if that was Photoshop because somebody was like, this is the swear that Nate was wearing, saying that he was going to knock out his opponent, but then the irony is that he actually ended up being Glass Joe. I gotta look and see if that's real, but I saw that. It made me crack up. If you guys remember Mike Tyson's Punch Out from NES.
Oh, yeah. I remember Glass Joe and Piston Honda.
Piston Honda.
Don Flamenco and King Hippo. I know all the Super Macho Man. What's that? Ball Bull. Let's go, man. Don't get me fucked up. Mr.
I know Glass Joe.
What was the one with the turban? I can't think of his name. King, the Tiger Mask, something like that. Yeah. That
guy, yeah. And Mario was the referee, right?
Mario was the referee.
Yeah, Mario was the ref. Yeah.
I think Donkey Kong is in the crowd, like he's a fan, one of the screaming fans. Like, so they had like a lot of cameos in that game. I think Donkey Kong's in the crowd. And of course, like Mike is like the champion. Like that's who you building up to fight Mike. And this was like Mike, like before Buster Douglas knocked his ass.
I don't think I ever knocked out Mike Tyson on Mike Tyson's Punch. I don't think I ever won. I don't think I ever did.
I think I got him once. Mike, I know the secret to beating Mike about the cheat code 30 years later. It's like you dodge that first uppercut and then like you go back with a jab and shit. Like, dodge the first uppercut.
I never did dodge it. I would always try it.
That first uppercut, you go down immediately.
Yeah.
You know, your whole energy bar goes from here, like deletes the whole thing.
That happened to me every time. Every time I tried to go against him, I would get the gun, and I would be like, ooh, I would get the gun.
It's like 1, 2, and then you got to try to stand up.
Because I would be like, go.
Probably and shit when he gets up, and then Tyson just knocks him out again, and then they stop the fight, TKO. But like you got to dodge that first uppercut, and then like boom, boom, like stick and move, bomb, boom, boom, like that. Yeah. So I did that like once or twice, yeah. Where you can get Tyson. Yeah.
Yeah, I never made it.
Mm-hmm. Mike Tyson's Punch Out, classic NES game. If you haven't played it, look that one up. All my youngins out there, check it out. Yeah, that went 8 round. Like I said, 8-round draw. The main event, if you want to call it that. You really want to call that a main event?
The best part of the night, for what I heard, they said was Snoop Dogg's commentating. They said that was the best part of the night. That's what
it's on Bleacher Report. They talking about Snoop.
Oh, good Lord! What they got out. Good Lord. Mm-hmm. But they're like Snoop should, like, you know, they was like Snoop should do more events. They said he should commentate more sports events. Mm-hmm. So maybe he might find a career. Maybe he might.
No, Snoop's a WWE Hall of Famer, you know that. Yeah. He's in the Celebrity Hall of Fame.
See the look I just gave you.
Mm-hmm. His cousin works there too.
Oh right, his cousin is what's her name?
Sasha Banks is Snoop.
There you go. Yeah, his cousin. Yeah.
So I think the SmackDown Women's Champion now. So there you go.
Nice. That's dope.
A little wrestling news for you right there. Are we done talking about that clown show that went down?
Yes. We can move on from that.
I didn't even know I'm ordering it, but I know enough just from watching the highlights, like on Bleacher Report and like Twitter.
The low lights, as we would say.
I saw enough like of the highlights or low lights, whatever you want to call it. Let's talk about Chappelle Show. Say easy come, easy go. You saw that, right?
Yeah.
They added it to Netflix, and then Dave said to get that shit out of there. So like, Netflix said we don't want to piss off the golden goose, so they pulled that shit down immediately. Because Dave never got paid for like by Comedy Central. They had a deal on the table back in the day for like allegedly like $50 million or whatever. But
allegedly the $50 million deal.
Yeah, he said I'm tired. I don't want to do this show anymore. So like he basically like signed his rights away to like get out of his contract for that because Dave was just over the show, I guess. Because like it was like, except that show was it took over his life. You could tell Dave was like, I don't want to do this shit.
I'm Rick James, bitch.
So like he's like, I'm having dinner with my wife. He said, don't call me a bitch in front of my wife and kids. People just random strangers walk up to him while he's having dinner with his family. I'm Rick James, bitch.
Like, yeah, that's too much.
Don't call me a bitch in front of my wife and kids.
And then they like labeled him as being crazy, but looking at Dave, it's like, and like arguably or not so arguably, I think he's the GOAT of our generation. He's the GOAT.
Some call him the GOAT.
If he's not the GOAT of all time, he's the GOAT of our generation at least.
One that some people might challenge or say is Pryor, but
Pryor.
Pryor and Chappelle, like it's other options. Like I said, I have other comedians I personally like. Eddie, Chris Rock, yeah, I have others that I personally. Martin had a nice run in the 90s. Bernie, there's some other ones up there.
Never get like a George Carlin or like a
Carlin,
Rodney Dangerfield, people like that. Yeah.
Red Fox for the old heads.
Yeah, for like the older. Yeah, you can't forget them. You know. But I think that Dave is definitely the GOAT of our generation. Like over the last 20 years, like who was better than Dave Chappelle?
And then some modern comics is like Cat and Kevin, the modern ones. They said. Yeah.
But who was better than Dave Chappelle? Like in this
probably out of all of those, like I said, the only ones that some of my comedy. I know a lot of comedians. A lot of them look at Richard Pryor as the GOAT. So like some of them might, although they might elevate Dave into that spot now. I got to talk to them and see if they updated their lists. But Dave is easily the top top two. Except Pryor might be the only one, like, but top.
It's 1A and 1B basically. That's the answer now. It's
definitely on the Mount Rushmore, Dave. I say yeah. Definitely on the Mount Rushmore.
People are try to label him as being like he's crazy, and it's like he wasn't crazy. Like he's not crazy.
Overdoing the Chappelle show. That's all that is. He's like, I'm done. I'm done, man. I don't want to do it no more.
Did you watch the 18 minutes that he did of Unforgiven? Did you watch that, the Instagram thing?
That's the one where he basically I'll take that back. I saw most of it. I didn't watch the whole 18.
Because I watched it and I was like, Dave, he was dropping some gems in there, like the way that he said that, yes, true, okay, I did sign the contract. I did. He said, but look at why I signed the contract. I was 28 years old and I was an expected father who was broke. Think about, we've all been in that position. Think about it. If you're broke trying to provide for your family, your wife is about to have a baby. So this deal does, okay, I get this much money for this.
Especially up to that point, Dave really didn't have a lot of money. He had done like Half Baked and like some other stuff, but he didn't have a lot of checks coming in at that time.
He did Con Air.
Con Air. Wasn't he in Blue Streak or something like that? Yeah, he had like a few.
Yeah, he was in Blue Streak.
He didn't do a lot and shit. Like, so like the checks weren't rolling in and shit.
He was Red Jazz from Nutty Professor. You snapping on Red Jazz.
Yeah, like the checks were not rolling in. Like, all of those, with the exception of Half Baked, were small roles. Like,
right, because he starred in Half Baked.
Yeah, those are all like small parts, and I've done small parts in movies. The checks aren't that nice. I've been in small parts. And I don't know how much residual money he's getting from those. So, like, when he saw that Comedy Central deal in front of him, they said, here.
Sign this check.
Sign here. And sign here, and this check is yours. So all I got to do is sign yes. Here.
And you have to think about from their perspective. You have to think about it like, if somebody gives you, and I'm just going to throw a number out here because I'm not a lawyer. I don't claim to be any of that. But let's say that somebody throws a deal out here. Here's $200,000 for this contract. Okay, you've never seen $200,000 in your life. You've never seen that much money in your life. That's a lot of money to get at one time.
Deals, man. Where they get you and shit.
Someone gives you $200K. Oh shit, $200K, man. Yeah, let me sign. But then guess what? Your shit dope as hell. You generate $50 million. So you basically made all this, like you made them $50 million, but you only got $200,000 of that.
So then when you come back to the table, it's like, nope, we got a signed contract. We don't owe you
That's
shit.
That's the Scottie Pippen shit. That Scottie Pippen contract. You get stuck with shit like that.
Mo Better Blues, the contract that Giant signed for Bleaks, man, like that.
Yeah, it was trash.
Trying to get more. It's like, I got this place packed out every night, but then they had the stereotypical Jew characters, which got Spike Lee in a lot of trouble in that. Like they said, it was some anti-Semitism, but like, it was stereotypes. Spike Lee does that shit. That's what it is. And so it was like that with the two characters, like the club owners and shit. Yeah,
the whatchamacallit, they be all Spike Lee's movie. What's his name? Yeah,
Paulie from
Paulie, yeah.
And the other guy. Yeah. No,
he's
Paulie
pretty much played like every ethnic person. Like he's been like Arab, he's
like,
been Jewish.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he had
Do the Right Thing.
Italian.
He was Pino and Do the Right Thing. He played a Jew in Mo Better. I think they were Italian again. Paulie and I want to say they were.
Yeah, they were Italian. They were Italian or Sicilian or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and You Don't Mess with the Zohan. He was in that. I think he was Middle Eastern in that.
Yeah, you know the guy.
Yeah, you know him.
They said, "Hey, your Agent Giant, we got a signed contract, so we don't owe you shit." Yeah, they basically told him to kick rocks, even though like the place will be packed every night. And of course, like I want more of that. We need more.
Because here's the thing about business: a business owner, they can know that this is like I'm shafting the shit out of you, but they're in business to make money, and if they can have as much profit as possible with as little.
That's business.
That's
all business.
That's business. Like I said, I can tell you
as much and pay as little to play as little out.
I'm gonna give you a sneak shot inside retail. I worked retail for a major grocery store for many years, and before I left, I was a manager. And when I left, my department I ran was the deli department. When I ran the department, my director, my boss would always give me the minimum amount of payroll dollars, even though my department was the one carrying the business in the store. I was like, they making most of the money off of my department. And I was like, and I'm making my sales and I'm making way over my sales. I need more money to run my department. But it's like, you give me just pennies and I have to run a skeleton crew. Why can't I get more money? That's what they do. They want to give like, okay, we're going to give you just these little scraps. You run it with that. And then if you prove that you can run on scraps, they're going to keep giving you scraps. They're not going to be like, oh, you ran on scraps. That's very commendable. Here, take this bonus. They're not going to do that. That's not how business works. Mm-hmm. But that's business, though. So when Chappelle, when he said that he didn't get any money.
And then not only was he just over the show, but he wasn't even getting paid how he's supposed to. So you get why he walked away. Yeah.
That's a double slap in the face for him. It is.
Yeah, like I'm sick of this shit and I'm not getting paid the way I want to.
Because I was like, he never got any money. Like, oh my God. It's like he never got no money for that.
Not only did Netflix pull it, but then he told his fans, like, don't watch that, don't support that shit. It's like don't watch, like, there's a lot of, it's still like illegal clips like on YouTube and stuff like that. It's like don't share none of that shit. It's like
don't watch it.
You're a fan of mine, like don't support that show.
If you were a fan of mine or you like what I do or whatever, don't do that shit. And then HBO Max
watch shit on Netflix, the shit I'm doing now, like don't watch the Chappelle show.
Yeah, it's like the Sticks and Stones and all that, because Netflix, they paid out. Netflix.
Yeah,
right, just say Mr. Chappelle.
They dropped it immediately. Dave said, "Get that shit out of here." He was like, "Okay." Netflix said, "Yoink!" They pulled that shit immediately.
So Netflix, at least, like I said, if you don't like certain things about them, you can at least respect the way that they run their business. So
they're a good partner, at least for Chappelle. They like a good partner. Yes, so that's a good sign. They said, "Okay, you don't want it up. It's out of there." Like they didn't nothing. They didn't say like, yeah, well, we have the streaming rights. We can air. Like they didn't argue or nothing. They just said, no, okay, you don't want it up. It's gone.
Right. It's gone. And then HBO Max put it on their platform too. I don't know if they took it off of theirs.
I gotta check. It might still be there, but I'm not gonna watch it because
yeah, I'm not gonna watch it either.
Yeah, like I said, I consider myself a Dave Chappelle fan. And if he's not getting paid, and if he asks his fans, like, don't support it, like, you're kind of an asshole if you still watch it.
Yeah. But yeah, like, and then like the story that he told. Did you see the part in The Unforgiven when he said that he originally pitched to HBO and they said that why do we need you or something like that to him? And he was like, and now you're streaming my show on your platform, so why do you need me? You know, he said that. Like, look at you now, like. You never know where somebody is going to end up.
Chappelle never had an HBO special. You know, back in the day, that was the ultimate. If you're a stand-up,
that was the coup de grace. It was
hour-long HBO special. Chappelle never had one. He probably like tried again. They probably, I don't know if they told me he wasn't funny enough. Now, like he's arguably the GOAT, which is hilarious looking back now. Like, they might have told him that they didn't think he was funny enough for an hour long. Like Chris Rock had several. He had Bring the Pain. He had Bigger and Blacker. He had Never Scared.
Never
like
Scared.
all of those were HBO. Like so, Martin had he did the HBO One Night Stand. Like he had Damon Wayans had like some.
Damon Wayans had
Even Eddie Griffin had an hour-long special with HBO. Michael Collier. It was like all kinds of like all these other black comics.
Didn't Robin Harris have?
Robin Harris had with Bebe's kids. Yeah, he did that. Yeah.
Bebe kids.
All of them had hour-long specials. Dave never got one, so like I don't know if like they rejected his shit.
But he said that he tried to pitch his show first to HBO, and then when they didn't take it, then he went to Comedy Central, and that's how he ended up.
HBO probably didn't find him funny. Is the only thing I can come up with because, like I said, not only did they not take Chappelle's show, but he never had an hour-long special on HBO ever.
How you reject Dave Chappelle?
They might have like said, no, you're not HBO material.
You're not what we're quite. You're not what we're quite looking for. You don't have the look. You don't have it. You don't have it. You know, you don't have it. Like, what is it? You don't have it. That's probably what they told him, the execs. But
HBO material. The fuck does that?
But now they're running his shit on HBO Max.
You're trying to capitalize, yeah. I'm gonna look and see. I have HBO Max. I'm gonna look and see.
It's sad that he didn't get his money though. It's like that's just.
And that's arguably like some of his best work. Yeah, like most people when they think of Dave Chappelle, they think of that show.
Mm-hmm. I know the one everybody always like talks about Rick James and Prince, but like the Wayne Brady one, that was
my favorite episode.
That was hilarious because just the genius of both of them. Because I think that they're both extremely talented comedians, him and Wayne. So like they kind of are like, different sides of the same coin. You know what I mean? It's like you got Dave on one side and Wayne on the other. So they both played very well off of each other. Like the way they played each other.
Bullshit is still on HBO Max. So
I won't be watching now HBO Max. I'll watch some of their other programming, but
I'm
not
watching
that.
A lot of the other programs. I won't watch Chappelle's show.
Yeah, I won't watch that. I watched Birds of Prey last night on HBO Max, but I won't be watching. I won't be watching Chappelle's show. I won't be doing that. But this is where I do want to encourage, like I said, because I'm sure that we have listeners who are talented, as Dave said, artists. That's what you are. You're an artist.
What were you talking to?
I'm sure that
business. So a lot of people listening to this podcast are like in the entertainment.
I'm sure that we have.
I work in entertainment. I teach entertainment as well too. So a lot of them, whether it's my students or like my colleagues, like
are listening. So if you're a person, whether you're a singer, a rapper, a dancer, a comedian, an actual artist, whatever your thing is, whatever your talent,
writer, whatever you do,
a writer, whatever, a podcaster, whatever your talent is, like I think that we need more business stuff. Like we need to educate ourselves, and they need like something.
But we got to push ownership first and foremost.
Push ownership. Put together like
just
somebody.
Like this podcast, not another damn podcast. Like that's why we say presented by our damn selves. Nobody owns us. We own this podcast.
Exactly.
That's why we say presented by. We don't say presented by or whatever Geico because like we own the motherfucker. So, yeah.
It has to save you.
Presented by HBO Max. Like no, we own this shit.
No, but it is like you do need to learn the business side, and then like I said, you do need ownership. Like I hope that. Like if somebody who does know business, like I think that would be an investment that people should do. Like if somebody teaches like a master class where you teach,
I wish Jay-Z or somebody would do a master class in that.
Like a master class for that. That would be a perfect thing. Like and make it believably affordable.
Because he pretty much owns all of his shit. Like he got his catalog. He owns Tidal. Like Jay-Z is an owner. Like it would be great if he could teach. Like, how did you get out of that fucking contract? Well, how did you get your master's? So start there. Like, how did you get your master's?
And then, like I said, I know that this is vital information you're giving. Like, it's going to cost something, but make it believable, affordable. You know what I mean when I say believable, affordable.
$99. I don't know. You said $99, but a bitch ain't want $99.
You can even go up from that. You can make it a couple $100. I said because you are giving vital information. You are giving.
Problem because $99 is what.
bitch ain't one yet.
I got $99 in the bitch ain't one.
But I mean, yeah.
Because even it's like a few hundred, yeah, I get it.
Yeah, I would say do that and then be given this vital information so people can own their shit and not get into that. Not get got. Because you always said the music.
Like, let's just start with the music industry. The way shit is now is like, you don't need a fucking record deal and shit.
Mm-hmm.
It's like people still signing record deals are kind of dumbasses. Like, you don't need one now. Look at Chance, like, you know.
Chance a rapper. Yeah, Chi-Town, Southside.
Guess what? That means all the money goes in his pocket. Yeah. You don't have to split it with a label. Or, like, not even split it, like, get a cut. It's like you getting pennies and shit. Like I said, TLC got like 50 cent an album and shit, like, and they sold like over a couple million records. Yeah, shit like that.
They went diamond. At that time, they were the highest selling girl group of all time. At that time,
that's why looking at Michael Jackson's deal was considered huge at the time. He got like $2 or $3 or something like that. Now it's considered massive, whatever. Because Mike was getting about like maybe $2 to $3. I think like about $2.50 maybe per record. I got the height of his popularity, and that was considered. So it's like a $10 record, you getting $2.50. The label's still keeping 75% of that shit.
Yeah, they're still keeping a large percentage of it.
Mm-hmm. And that was considered a big royalty what Michael Jackson was getting at the time. Mm-hmm.
And then you have people like Luda Raptor saw 50,000 sold $7 a pop. He sold 50,000 records, and he made $7 off of each one. 50,000 times 7.
He got it all.
All that went to him.
I wonder how much money the Soldiers at War were making.
I knew you were going to say that. They had them sold.
They were Ludacris of Chicago, yeah.
Because I saw SAW, they were on Stony Island every day.
79th and Stony, plus we know them from 79th and Stony, but they will be all over town. But like 79th and Stony is where I know them from because
I'd be driving to work and I'd be looking like, oh, okay, and they'd be standing right there. You guys know the corner, the dangerous corner of how do you even cross 79th and Stony Island? How do you even cross it?
Overhead, all of that.
Skyway, you got South Chicago going here, you got 79th going there, you got Stony going here.
All of that, yeah.
How do you even cross that? And then the Skyway is right here, so.
The Skyway ramps like overhead, yeah. And also the brothers be out there selling their pies and papers.
Pies, yeah.
Pies and papers.
Pies and papers, P&P.
Brothers be out there. I was out there the other day. I saw one of them selling Final Call. So yeah, you see them in Soldiers at War.
The Soldiers at War.
Back in the 90s, you also saw me out there. I was selling fruit. You're out there in the early 90s, you saw me selling fruit bags on that corner.
I would say they sold at least between like 10 and 20,000. If I was just to guess, they probably sold at least.
Cats would be hustling.
They was hustling.
Nowadays, with the point I was making, like with streaming and everything, is why do you need a fucking record deal? Mm-hmm. If we stream this podcast to Spotify every week, you could easily stream your album. See what I'm saying? Like, it's not you can get your album on Spotify. Like we don't have a deal and we got our shit on Spotify, and that's all I'm saying.
Right. You could get your stuff on iTunes, whatever.
Yeah, same to iTunes. Yeah, like you can get
whatever platform you stream on.
Yeah, so why you even you don't need a deal. It's like you're able to like get that shit out there on your own.
Mm-hmm.
So like I don't know, cats just do stuff the traditional way, that's all. But like nowadays with modern technology, fuck a record label. Mm-hmm. If I was an up and coming artist, the last thing I'd be thinking about was trying to get a record deal. I'll just be in the studio like focusing on getting that stuff out there, that content. Content is what I'll be focusing on. Fuck a record deal.
Because morally, it's just like, I just can't, like, it's just so messed up just thinking about morally, like.
Why the scene, like, it's played for laughs, but it was fucked up what Red and them did to Bird. Shit like that.
Fuck your Bird. Fuck your
clearly robbing this man, and then when he confronts him, they try to kill him and shit. It's like, it's fucked up when you think about it like that. When he says, like, hey, fuck you, pay me and shit, then they try to like throw him off a fucking building and shit.
They threaten him. They threaten his life. They beat him within an inch of his life. My thing was, what was the Midnight Falcons? Why'd you go up there by yourself? Where were they?
I really didn't think that one through and shit.
Right? Where were they at? But probably like what we said, Like everybody, yeah, we gonna go talk to Midwest.
They probably had a meeting before. That's probably a deleted scene.
Everybody falls back.
It's like, yeah, like we selling all these records. We ain't getting shit, man. We gonna talk to that motherfucker tonight. Like probably before the party. He's like, we gonna confront.
Everybody got all this mouth when it's time to deliver. It's like you the only one
that had heart shit. The rest of them Negroes, it's like
left out there on the island by yourself. I've been put there in that position before. Where we gonna have to talk with the boss, and then I'm the only one talking, and everybody just stand there like.
It's like, oh yeah, we got a staff meeting. Oh yeah, we gonna demand ours, and like I'm the only one making demands.
Exactly.
Rest of y'all quiet as a church mouse, as they say.
I'm standing back there like this. Nah, we just messed up what they did to the Dave. Yeah, just Dave's whole situation and the music industry. Just wow, like I said, like so we're gonna put out that positive energy. So somebody like a Jay-Z or somebody get your master class together, make it affordable for people. And let's educate.
You got the perfect name for it. Like we use one of your own lines. Like, yeah, I'm not a businessman. I'm a business.
I'm a businessman.
Yeah. Call it business man. Like be the name of the.
Come on, Jay-Z. We gonna tag you in this podcast, Jay-Z. So maybe
I'm a businessman masterclass like that.
Maybe with the powers of something, maybe his people might hear them. Maybe he might be like, hey, that's dope. Let's follow these people. If they say, let's follow the other damn podcast with Oz and Naima.
Jay-Z, if you see a third screen on here with Jay-Z in it, then like know where it happened first. No, that that'll be if we get Jay-Z.
I'm speaking that into 2021. We speaking that into 2021.
That was a guest. We're going to have a third screen. He's going to be on it.
We speaking.
We're going to have a three-way screen, Jay-Z.
We is your lucky number anyway, so we're going to speak that into
existence. He's going to be a guest on this podcast.
And you'll see me like this. Let's face you'll see me making it first.
And we really gonna fuck their heads up, yeah. It's like the beehive as she walks by in the background too. And the podcast would explode. It would literally crash. Like, yeah, that beehive would crash the podcast literally. Beyonce.
We love your show, guys. We love you.
Beehive, they something else.
I would say thank you. If you guys love it, thank you. Thank you. We appreciate you. We do.
Speaking of which, shout out to the homies, Mike Love and Diz. Chicago no longer famous, apparently. Because they we know we talk about them a little. Have we talked about them at all? I don't think we have.
A little bit last week, a little bit.
Yeah, because I know they had their live, and they also had put it in podcast form as well too, where they talked about what went down with Maze Jackson's page. We did talk about this a little bit. I remember it now.
Yeah, a little bit.
And they got the new episode coming, and like they lost their logo because once again, like about ownership, they wasn't thinking that far ahead. They were just like, yeah, so that logo, I guess, was owned by Maze Jack and them because, like, now they got to get a new logo and everything. So that's why I said Chicago not famous. It's just Mike and Diz now. So that's why they took the logo off of all of their branding and all of that. If you notice, like, it just has, like, their picture. They took the logo.
Yeah, I was about to get my medium shirt.
Yeah, because they had merch. They had the merch coming. Oh, we're going to get our merch coming, too. We're going to get that logo. The logo, yeah.
We own our shit.
We're going to have merch.
We own our shit.
Stop wearing this shit, yeah. Nike Chicago is reopened again on the south side. There's Negro Tuesday out there. Wasn't Black Friday. It's Black Friday for real. That line was going around the place. And this is old. I didn't get this from there. I got this from like a couple years ago from there.
Get your J's. Get your J's.
Yeah. Did you catch any of Obama on the Breakfast Club?
I missed that. Yeah. I know his book just came out. He has another memoir, and I'm actually going to download it and put it on my Audibles. I'm going to download it.
It's probably, I think it's about twice as long as Michelle's, so it's a longer.
Yeah, I do have one credit left for right now, so I can't actually buy it before my next credit kicks on this month. So I actually do have enough to buy my Obama book. I do have enough.
Yeah,
it's like 29 hours long.
It's like twice as long as Michelle's.
Yeah, so I'm not obviously going to listen to that one day.
Long read /listen, however you consume. It's gonna be long.
Yeah.
Yeah, so be prepared for that one.
Yeah.
But he had a lot to talk about. It basically covered his entire, I think, his first term. I think that was just the one term, so you got me. It's gonna be a whole nother book.
Yeah, they say he's gonna have this will be a part 2. They did say that it's gonna be a part 2.
2012 to 2016. He even covered that shit. He's covered the first term.
Oh, wow. Mom said that it's like a 700-page book, so of course, Mom was. Maybe I might sneak and surprise her. Maybe I might order for her and just have like them delivered to her house.
Yes, yeah. Mm-hmm.
I might do that. I might just order it and like surprise
Michelle's book and loved her Netflix special, so she probably. But Breakfast Club, they sat down with Barack, which is like a dope ass interview. Like they to get Barack, like that was like that got to be their biggest interview. And they had some pretty big ones. I say like Barack is probably the biggest one they've had in their last decade, however long they've been on. And like they didn't really go that easy on him, which I like, because I thought with Barack you have a certain amount of, I don't want to say the wrong thing, but like they were asking him some pretty legit questions. They say, so for people that say you didn't do anything specifically for black folks, like what did you actually do like during your term for blacks? They were like going there, like okay, good questions, yeah. And Barack, he's a politician. He answered politically correct, but it was overall, I enjoyed the interview. Like Barack, he's Barack, he's Mr. Cool. He's too cool for school, as they say.
Cool as a fan.
Mm-hmm. So they really I enjoyed the interview though. Yeah.
I am going to look at it though, because I do enjoy Barack.
Yeah, you check out Barack with the Breakfast Club on YouTube, and I still gotta check out the book as well too. Mm-hmm. I just forgot because I got so much I'm doing now.
It's a 700-page read.
Hashtag doing too much, yeah. For real, that's what I'm on. I forgot the name of the damn book. That's why I'm trying to pull it up. Yeah.
Promised Land, I think. Promised Land, I think it is.
I want to say that's it, but let's just make sure.
I'm looking at my Audibles right now. Yeah, A Promised Land. Yep.
A Promised Land. I found it too. Yeah.
Yep, there it is right there. I'm about to buy it.
Land. Yeah.
Yeah, it's 29 hours and 10 minutes. Mm-hmm. So yeah, it's a very long listen/read, as you say. But I will be downloading it because I do want to hear what he has to talk about. I do want to hear it.
Oh shit! I already downloaded that shit. I'll be forgetting shit. Wait a minute, I already got that shit. That shows you doing too much. I was like, I already got that.
Too much. Let me look at my library.
I already got the shit. I just checked my library. The shit is there. Like, okay. I'll not remember the name, but I already got it and shit. That's hilarious.
One book that I did recently download, I gotta listen to. It's only 5 hours and 59 minutes. No Time Like the Future. It's by Michael J. Fox. He just recently released a book as well.
Okay.
And he's just basically talking about his like he's an eternal optimist, but he basically talked about how he had a setback that happened to him and just him thinking about mortality now as an optimist, basically. So, just, giving that perspective. And I was like, I'm going to listen to that too. So I'm going to have to listen to Michael J. Fox's book and Barack Obama's book. I'm going to listen to both of their books.
One of the last books I got from last year was Rakim, Sweat the Technique. So that was.
Oh, okay.
Remember he was in town. I went. I ran in a feast there. Last year he had.
Oh, right.
It was like what they call it? It wasn't a concert, but it turned into a concert. It was a book discussion.
It was a book signing, but it
was a book discussion. Like he basically was discussing the book, and then of course he did say, "I'll come and do a few songs," and it turned into a concert. He did
a full-fledged concert.
All this hits pretty much. So I was like, "This is a fucking concert."
It's a book
discussion, but it's a concert though.
Thinking of the best class.
Move the crowd. And, what else? I can't even think. Paid in full. Yeah, like we just said that way. It's been a long time. Yeah. Got it. I know you got soul. I was trying to think of the. He did all of the hits. He did them. Father the Leader, Rakim Say. He did all of those. He did one from Juice. sip the juice because I got enough to go around. I think the
On
name
the
of that
level?
song is Juice. What's the name of the Juice theme? I can't think of
On
it.
the level, something with the levels.
Know the Lev, I think. Yeah. Know the Lev. I forget.
I'm
Yeah.
picturing. I'm picturing the song because like it plays over the opening credits.
You know that song from
Yeah, the opening credits. I'm picturing. They showed them all getting ready for school.
when they getting ready, they played Big Daddy Kane, Enough Respect. They played it.
Oh, okay. I'm thinking of the wrong one. Yeah.
But yeah, during the opening credits is the one. Yeah, like before.
Yeah.
They do the opening credits and then
Right.
his mother pulls the record like, "Push you, get up."
Get up right now.
Hour. That's when they put on the Big Daddy Kane.
There you go.
Hour
Right.
and they show Steele's
Yeah.
like pull him out of the bunk on the floor. Like his fat ass was up top, like he should have been on the bottom.
And then he sprays his hair with the thing where he was like.
They show Bishop's crazy ass father. They never said what happened to. They show Raheem and his sister like over the bathroom and shit. Yeah, they playing that during the
crazy ass father.
They never said what's up with Bishop's father. Never said.
Things you may never know. It wasn't really explained. No character development there.
Yeah, he was just weird. They never said why he was.
It was just weird.
Oh, Bishop's father a fucking weirdo. They never explained that. But how do we get here? We're talking about Barack's book. It's like, how do we start talking about Jews?
We just go off on tangents.
Podcast is and
then we talked about Rakim, and then it just spiraled.
Yeah, saying Rakim's book, I was like comparing it to that, and I was like, started talking about he did all his hits, and then Juice was like one of the hits he did.
And that's what we do. Yeah.
I think Know the Ledge is the name of that song. I just can't think of the name of it. Fuck that. We gonna look that up. I have to know.
Oh, and one thing that while you're looking, one thing I recently got reacquainted with, my show started streaming.
Oh yeah.
Go ahead. Started streaming on November 20th. So because I had a lot of downtime because I had a short work week, my show with Animaniacs. You should see our new contract. So they changed the words. With A to the max, they're floating in our slacks. They have Animaniacs, and they're on Hulu. They're streaming, and it's new episodes. And they haven't missed a beat. Like they went off in 98, 22 years ago. It was on from 93 to 98. I was like in grade school when the show started. I loved Animaniacs. This is how huge Animaniacs was for me. My childhood friend, Christy, she texted me and was like, Animaniacs is on Hulu. She texted me, it's streaming.
And that's you too around that time.
Yeah, she's like, it's streaming on Hulu. I said, girl, I know.
Song is Know the Ledge. I was right.
Petty.
Random. I was going to find this goddamn soundtrack. I was going to find this fucking soundtrack.
But, it was dope, though. I liked it. I watched it. It's 13 episodes, season 1. It's 13 episodes. And I watched all 13
They should update the geography song. That would be dope. Many of us learned geography because of that fucking song. I'm a geography nerd. I know a lot of y'all learned. Like, you know me, I was always a geography nerd. I was Google Maps before Google Maps was a thing.
Yeah, you were into that.
Yeah. Like Google Earth, like if they had that when I was a kid, I'd have been in heaven and shit. I've been on that for hours, just like what? Like I wouldn't even. That's the only app I'd have opened on the iPad is the Google
Istanbul. Earth. Let me find Istanbul.
Yeah, ancient Egypt. Look at the pyramids. I'd have just been on that shit. That would have been me. The Roman Colosseum, like I'd have been that nerd. That was me back in the day. So a lot of those but like they should up because the world has changed so much and like.
Yes.
Like countries that didn't exist anymore and then vice versa. It's countries that existed then that don't anymore. So
right.
They should redo the geography song, like update it for like modern day countries. Like should update.
And then I like that they stayed true to who they were. Like they like Animaniacs has always like used the humor of what's current today. So like, everything like people are like some of the comments I was reading about people complaining, like, yeah, but they were just way too political. And it's like, we live in a political climate now. Everything's political. Of course, they made one of the funniest things that they did that was like really cleverly done is on one episode, it was a guy and he wanted to give the Animaniacs bunnies. And then he gave them a lot of these bunnies. But then later, the bunnies became out of control, and bunnies were just everywhere. And then they had to do bun control. Get it? Bun.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, so you could see, like, what they, because I didn't get what they were doing at first. And then once they started talking about it, I was like, I see what y'all did there. I see the little innuendo there. I see what y'all did there. So it's like a gun control, but they did as bun control, basically, or bunny control.
Not taking my bunnies, goddammit.
And they were, and like the way they did it, though, the way they, it was like very, it was very done. It was done very good. Like the way that they got their message across. They were saying, we're not trying to take them, we're just trying to have the control. The buddies, too much buddy, you know, but people who want to have buddies, they can have the buddies, but it just has to be a balance. You know, like the way they addressed it, it was like, it was very clever, like the way it was done. It was like, okay, I see what you did there. But people was like, they was mad about some of the things.
From my cold dead hand, somebody said that, right?
Some people was like, it was too political, and I'm like, I enjoyed it. And the only other characters that they brought over was
that Charlton Heston. I think, I don't even remember who said that shit. I think that was the cold dead hand. He was the NRA guy. I think that was NRA guy. I think it was Charlton Heston.
But it was just Pinky and the Brain on, like the other characters. Like, I wonder if they are going to
NBA, National Bunny Association. They should just like just go all in and shit. They should have had a bunny lobbying group. Like, yeah, we're here to defend the bunny owners, the NBA. The NBA is basketball, so they couldn't do that. Right. So that's what they got sued by Adam Silver, so they couldn't do that.
They did Russia like spying on them. They did Russia. They did Russia with spying. Baby. They did that too. So I mean, they was doing like little jabs.
They checked Dot's emails and shit.
They were like in their emails. They were doing something with their stuff.
Dot's emails about the Russian interference.
Yes, she did. But I mean, I enjoyed it. And Pinky and the Brain, I enjoyed their segments because Pinky and the Brain, they did like, you know, like with the world domination now, it's like they were going about it, like they just tried to like be an internet with the world domination, and yeah, so it was like pretty cool, like watching new age animes, because it's always when you see a reboot for a show, you'd be like, is it going to have the same magic?
Doesn't always work out. Sometimes it does.
But I enjoyed it as an Animaniacs person.
It was true to the original series.
It was. So people being all in their feelings about it, it's like, this is what they did. Like, they poked fun at stuff. Like, if you looked at the original content, it poked fun at stuff from the 90s. It poked fun at that. Mm-hmm. And they're poking fun about stuff that's happening now. Mm-hmm. So when you get a chance, check it out. Check it out. I would advise.
All right, give it a look. Mm-hmm. But that's going to do it. Let's wrap this thing up. I'm done. Not Another Damn Podcast, episode 183. Definitely appreciate each and every one of you supporting. You want to support us further, we got a few ways you can do that. Give our Facebook page a like for Not Another Damn Podcast. Also subscribe, share, rate, review Apple Podcasts, Spotify, TuneIn, SoundCloud, iHeart, TLC Talk Radio. What up, Tasha? Also, get at us on our YouTube page where you can see all of us doing this. And that's the thumbnail, yeah. Also, follow me at Ozman the Wizard on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Oz Radio on Snapchat and Facebook as well. If you like 90s and 2K classics, check out my streaming stage. It's The Bomb at ozradio.net.
And you can check me out, MSIMA8626 on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Mm-hmm. Also, STR8GULLEY1 on Twitter, STR8GULLEY7 on Instagram. Yep. Also, please like the Straight Gully Facebook fan page. Check out straightgully.com for your blogs and your vlogs. And for your video production needs, check out straightgullyproductions.com. New video coming soon.
What'd you say?
New video coming soon from Chai's Up.
There you go. Well, I'm Ozman the Wizard.
And Naima.
We will talk to you later.
Bye.
I'm gone.